takes.
I don't know why.
Horrible.
I cannot with your takes. Your takes are fucking atrocious. Jessica Jones, awful take. Wonder Woman being an okay movie, awful take. You fell asleep through Thor Ragnarok, that's an awful take in and of itself. I'm not having any of it.
Wonder Woman's alright.
Enough.
Not bad.
Enough.
She was better in the collaborations.
How do you even have this opinion? How is that even an opinion?
Everyone is entitled to an opinion, but an opinion can also be wrong.
Everyone except Cash is entitled to an opinion. That's the name of this fucking, at this point it's a podcast. That's the name of this podcast. Everybody except Cash is entitled to an opinion.
I'm the only one that's got billing in that title. Who's the real winner? This guy.
Rank these seasons.
Alright, so we're ranking them in reverse order from 11 to 1. We all had our own list, so these may be skewed to your opinions out there. But what we did is we created our own lists, we ranked them, and then we did a point system to create this ranking that we're going to do for you now.
Okay, number 11 was?
Number 11 with 5 points. We did it since it was 11 seasons. Each season got a point for its ranking within everybody's ranking, and we added it up at the end. So number 11 at last place is Jessica Jones Season 2.
What?
Terrible.
So
Thanks.
So Cash has a lot to do with that. So what was your feelings on Jessica Jones Season 2 since you had that last in your ranking?
She stinks. In general, like I didn't enjoy it. There was nothing for me to enjoy. I'm not emotionally invested in her as a character or as an actor. Like I don't find her to be entertaining. It's just like I'm watching and I could literally fall asleep during any episode. It's just bland. She's bland to me.
I will admit Jessica Jones Season 2 is very slow.
Yes.
And can be plotting. Iron Fist Season 1 is bad.
Iron Fist Season 1
also
by far should be last place here, but I will say I did have Jessica Jones Season 2 near the bottom for me because it didn't have a villain. That was the number one thing, the number one glaring point and glaring hole in the whole season for me, is that it really didn't have a villain. It had her mother in an antagonist role, it had Trish in an antagonist role, but no defined villain the whole season, and that's why I feel it was very weak.
I would say it's a pretty good miniseries. It would be a really good 6 episodes.
Yes.
But it's a long and plotting 13 or whatever the fuck it is.
Very plotty.
Thanks.
And none of the characters come off as likable as well.
Trish is awful. Malcolm can be douchey at times.
Yes.
Jerry was rough. Even with fucking her ALS?
ALS, yes.
She was still an ass. The people who fucking conned her out of her money, they were awful.
Jessica wasn't likable in this season, really. Like she really gave all these characters reasons to not be friends with her. So
Trish's mom is always awful.
Yeah.
I hated Trish's fiance.
Oh my god.
Can I rant about this for a second? Fellas.
Hated him so much.
Fellas, listen. No more proposals in public. No more proposals around lots of people. Because to me, when I see that, it feels like you're trying to guilt her into a yes. Mm-hmm. You're unsure about yourself, so you're going to surround her with people where she doesn't want to be uncomfortable, so she fucking says yes. I just want it to be special. Die and do it in private. In reverse, I guess.
And fellas, you should
use... She did die. That's guilting her into a yes.
Also true. So, moving on. Number 10.
I gotta cut that.
With 6 votes. With 6 votes, we have Iron Fist Season 2.
Wow.
Season 2?
No, Iron Fist Season 1. I'm sorry.
Iron Fist Season 1.
Iron Fist Season 1 at number 10 with 6 votes.
Iron Fist Season 1 picks up towards the end. Unfortunately, the end is like 3 episodes. The first 10 are fucking rough. With, to me, only Harold saving it in any capacity. Ward is okay. Harold is the only person that's good. I enjoyed watching.
I mean, I have the same complaints about Iron Fist Season 1. It's very, very slow. It's bad. That's another one where none of the characters really come off as likable. Danny is a moron for the first 3 episodes because he thinks that people who haven't seen him in 15 years that have been told that he died will believe that he's Danny Rand. That was the stupidest way to start off this story. Like, he didn't come up with a legitimate plan to, like, claim or prove that he was Danny Rand or anything. So
here's the problem. He has no legitimate reason for leaving Kunlun outside of the fact that he wants to.
Also true.
Ugh.
Also true.
They fucking botched that shit.
Thanks. And just to prove that it's not a gender thing, I hate Danny Rand. I like toward the end, in middle season 2, like, all right, cool, he's not as bad, not the best Iron Fist, but not as bad, right? Like, but season 1 he stinks also. And like I had no reason to really watch it aside from the fact that I had to keep up with these two.
I will say this: a lot of Netflix shows, almost all of them, have long periods of 2 characters talk to each other. I would say it's most of TV. It's 2 characters talking to each other. Luke Cage, Misty, Mariah, Shades, Matt, Jessica, down the line. Whenever Danny and Colleen talk to each other in season 1,
so boring.
I go, somebody shoot me and fucking shoot me now. I can't even believe I don't think they're both bad actors.
I just felt myself going to sleep.
I just don't give a fuck. And you guys made me fucking watch it, so I had to record myself. I couldn't even like do other things while I was fucking watching it. I had to sit there and suffer in silence, in pain.
For you.
Number 9. Next up, we have the collaboration called The Defenders, Season 1, with 13 votes.
I love The Defenders from episode 3 to episode 6.
The middle, this is a rare, and it's a rare thing because most of Marvel Netflix, because it has to go 13 episodes, it's really slow in the middle.
Right.
Defenders is the
Exception.
Yeah, it's the exception to the rule because the middle portion is the best portion.
Easily.
Yeah, it's 3 through 6. Like episode 4, where Jessica throws a car at Elektra and comes in the restaurant, is one of the best scenes in all of Marvel Netflix to me. Like that whole standoff with the hand and the 4 defenders was incredible. That whole ending to that episode. But outside of that episode and outside of the episodes around it, no, it's trash. The first 2 episodes especially because it's so slow to connect all the characters together. I understand we have to put all the stories together, but it just comes along so slow. That first episode is probably the worst first episode in all of these seasons.
I agree.
In all of these seasons.
And that's including fucking 10 minutes of Nadim and fucking
Yes.
20 minutes in Nadim. Slightly better than that.
Did you,
Yeah.
your thoughts on Defenders?
It was a chore, really. My only enjoyable parts of that, aside from the fight scenes, like Elektra was pretty badass, right?
Indeed.
Yes.
Another female character I enjoy, by the way, for those of you keeping score at home.
Yeah, as long as she's fucking half dead and a zombie and doesn't speak, I like you. Anytime you got an opinion, die.
It's really the not speaking part, I guess, right? It's the zombie part, that's necrophiliac, right?
Alright,
Anyways.
Jesus.
So Elektra's pretty badass, but I actually enjoyed most when like they cross paths, like when Jessica Jones is following around Daredevil and things like that, like stuff like those little like mixtures, interactions. That's what I enjoyed the most aside from the fighting, but just everything else. I'm like,
Yeah, I think they really botched the hand
Yeah.
as far as villains go. I thought they're all pretty cool individually. They just never felt like a threat.
No.
What are they gonna do? Nothing.
They never really felt like a threat. They felt like more of a threat to each other than
Yeah.
ever to the Defenders.
they don't want to kick each other's ass.
And it was a goddamn waste of Sojourner Weaver.
That actually would have been a great.
Goddamn waste.
Yeah, I agree. Best moment though to me is Elektra killing her.
Oh yeah.
That's my moment.
Oh yeah, that's the moment of the whole season.
I love that.
You work for me now.
Oh, they just fucking I still think Elektra's fantastic. Everybody seems to be split 50-50 whether they hate her or love her. I love her.
I loved her.
Fantastic.
She turned me on.
Yeah.
Next up, we got at number 8, with 14 votes, just edging out the Defenders by 1 vote, Iron Fist, Season 2.
What a fantastic improvement. I can't even explain how much. I know it's only ranked 9th.
8th.
It's the gap between. It's just. I love that season. I really like that season. I'll say. It still had its moments of slowness, but I loved it. Danny was more likable.
Yes.
He was a better fighter. The fight scenes just in general were better done.
Yes.
It felt more like Iron Fist.
Yes. Ward was great. Joy was great. Davos was great. I'm missing a big one. Who's the big one I'm missing?
Ward Davos.
Misty.
Misty was better.
Oh,
Who's the
Mary.
big one?
Mary.
Fucking Mary.
Mary
God
Walker.
damn. She was
Typhoon
fantastic.
Mary, probably the most underrated character in all of this Marvel Netflix.
The fact that we won't see her anymore makes me very sad.
Yeah.
Impossibly sad.
So she fit that role to a T. It was fantastic. My problem with that season was, it was the adventures of Iron Fist instead of Iron Fist. Danny was not anywhere near the most important character in the whole fucking season.
You know what?
Mary. Davos. Like,
It really is the Davos story.
It really is, yeah. You learn so much about Davos. It has a lot. It makes him a three-dimensional character where he was very one-dimensional in season 1, just helping Danny, and then really just being mad at Danny because he left Kung Lung. But this really added the reasons why he felt that way in season 1, and it adds a lot to season 1. It actually, if you watch season 1 after watching season 2, it actually makes that experience a little bit more enjoyable. But like season 2, definitely Davos stood out. Typhoon Mary was great. I can't complain. I mean, Colleen was even good in portions. Her becoming the Iron Fist, hit or miss, and by far that was one of the best cliffhangers going out of a season.
It's probably the best.
Yes, for Iron Fist season 2, the season finale was so well put together. All the characters kind of sealed their story up with a little bow, but actually left you wanting more for the next season.
that would have been. So, yeah.
Yeah, you know. So next up, we got at number 7, Luke Cage season 1. As I like to call it, the bipolar season.
The first half of the season is really good. Up until Cottonmouth dying.
You wanted it and you know it.
Up until Cottonmouth died, and that's fucking. I love that season.
Was that the best episode? I feel like that might have been the best episode.
Of Cage?
Yeah. I didn't want it.
Of season 1, yeah. That one,
Right
or
through the window?
when he goes through Christmas Addicts.
Mmm.
Those two episodes are the standout
I
episodes.
enjoyed that one. I like the falling through the window a little bit better.
So this episode, that Falling Through the Window episode, is the episode where we get the flashbacks of where he shoots Uncle Pete.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That episode's pretty fucking fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tough ass episode.
That's a tough
It
ass
is.
episode.
It is. Great. It's just great storytelling from episode 1 to episode 7. You fall in love with the villain that is Cottonmouth, who is the head street boss in Harlem. You fall in love with his co-partner, which is his cousin Mariah, who's a politician but a dirty, crooked politician.
I don't know how amazing she was gonna turn out to be too.
Oh my God! And Mariah was the black Hillary Clinton. Whatever you heard about Hillary Clinton in 2016, Mariah was it
Holy shit.
in season 1 of Luke Cage. It was amazing how pinpoint they got that. Luke Cage was likable. You had a great hero. You had
Sid Trump.
Marvel Netflix great again.
You had Misty, a great cop. You had all the story. You had the kind of like a love triangle between Luke Cage, Claire, and Misty. Well, without the triangle because there was no confliction. But Luke Cage was having coffee with
He was
everybody.
busting lots of nuts.
All kinds.
He was having coffee with everybody, from Jessica Jones to Misty to
I
Claire.
can't blame him. Go ahead, man.
That's my man.
Feel free.
But, oh man, there's never been a season where you just pinpoint one point where everything went downhill. But when Cottonmouth dies, and it's such a great scene, that's when the whole season
That
goes
is the
downhill.
peak. That's the peak, and then it just introduced Diamondback. That's the same episode where Diamondback shoots Luke Cage.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the fucking magic bullets, which is... I'm sorry, the magic bullet shit,
You didn't like it?
I hated that shit. The whole premise is he's bulletproof. And then they make a bullet that can... What? Are you fucking kidding
Is that
me?
part of the comic book story? Magic bullets?
They are magic bullets.
Yeah, they are magic bullets,
That's in the
but...
comics?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just...
Not that particular bullet, but...
Exactly, but it just came along way too early for me. I'm sorry. You don't do that in season 1. That's like
Okay.
a season 2 type of thing.
They probably didn't expect it to get a season 2, maybe.
Yeah, and then they did that, and then that led into the episode where we're supposed to believe he's gonna die.
Yes.
He's in the tank. It's like, it's called Luke Cage. It's episode 8. He's not going anywhere. And then it ended with him almost dying, and then we picked up with him still almost dying. Like, are you fucking serious? Get him out of it.
There was like 2 or 3 episodes where he was almost dying. When he gets shot into the garbage truck, and you think like he's
right. Then the whole I was like, enough, get out of the fucking thing. And then Diamondback with his quotes and his Bible shit and his ridiculous over the top.
That suit. That fucking suit. That suit is one of the worst costume items in all of Marvel Universe. Like movies, Netflix, TV, that is the worst. Diamondback is by far, like if you put all together, like I'm talking about even DC heroes, Diamondback might be the worst villain in all of superhero TV, movie, everything.
I know y'all gonna try to defend this. Not all you. Some of you talking about. Well, that suit is very comic book accurate. Nothing in the show is comic book accurate except Luke Cage, but everything else is like a more realistic. More Black Mariah is not just fat mess. It's like everything is super realistic, and then he shows up in this. I don't know what that
takes all the realism away.
He looked ridiculous.
Like, Luke Cage was leaning more towards, like, Daredevil. It was, like, the black Daredevil.
And then he shows up.
And it just becomes what? I don't never know anymore.
I can't
say it with me. This is the worst suit I've ever seen.
Right, so, there's a couple of votes ahead of its predecessor. At numbers... Whoa, no, we have a tie, actually. 5 and 6 with both at 21 votes. To tell you a little secret, guys, we had a 4-way tie, which we decided 2 of the shows were ahead of these 2, but we're going to actually debate which one is ahead of it. But at 21 votes, we got Luke Cage Season 2, as well as Daredevil Season 2.
I have to take Daredevil Season 2. I have to take Daredevil Season 2. First of all, the introduction of the Punisher in the first 4 episodes. It's the Punisher show for the first 4 episodes. If you didn't know he was going to be amazing, that actor, John Bernthal, but at the end of episode 1, you know he is.
Yeah.
And then he gets his whole arc, just that arc of him and Daredevil debating on the rooftop.
Oh my god, that's one of the best episodes.
Yes, which then leads into the hallway fight for that season.
Yeah.
Of Daredevil going through the hallway. Which then leads to episode 4 where Punisher and Daredevil team up, and then the Punisher tells a story about his wife and kids.
Yeah.
And it's just awful. In a good way? You know what I mean?
Very emotionally conflicting. You understand where he's coming from. You understand a lot of his actions.
The fact he didn't win an Emmy for that, it's fucking criminal. It's criminal. It's disgusting. Then that leads into the Elektra, who shows at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
And then her portion is fantastic.
Yes.
Now at the end, where they try to kind of bring everything together.
With the hand and everything.
It didn't really. Once again, the hand is responsible for it not quite.
It's like and like if it wasn't for Diamondback, definitely I'm sorry, the hand would be up there for the worst villains. Like as a whole, like something that's supposed to be like the defenders of the villains, basically from the you got Madame Clow, you got Bakudo, you got all these guys coming together in the hand, and it just never quite comes.
It started
together.
in season 2 of Daredevil. It just doesn't.
Nobu comes back from the dead. Though the one episode I would say outside of the Daredevil Punisher episode, the one episode that stands out the most to me is Punisher going to prison and Fist having him kill.
That's that scene. God damn.
Fist having him kill Cell Block B. Oh my god. That whole scene. That's my favorite scene in the whole season. It's Punisher killing Cell Block B.
No, I can't be mad at that. I can't be mad at that.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement about Daredevil 2
being ahead.
getting the nod over
Luke Cage season 2. But not to take anything away from Luke Cage season 2 though.
Solid season. As y'all know, I loved that season.
Yes, you do.
Very much so. But Daredevil season 2 was actually fantastic. All the reasons they've already mentioned here. Particularly Punisher, I'm very pro Punisher. So that
he did a great job.
Definitely got the Duke.
But yeah, Luke Cage season 2 is fantastic. With Mariah going to GOAT status.
You're on your own.
Whatever, nigga.
Easily top 5.
Bushmaster.
Super villains, yeah. Bushmaster, who I don't even if I ranked if we ranked the Marvel Netflix villains, I really can't know where Bushmaster ranks to me because he's more of an anti-hero to me than a real villain. He's definitely the anti-hero. Like we had the baby face. I'm gonna use another wrestling analogy. Check out our wrestling channel. You had the baby face in Luke Cage, you had the tweener in Bushmaster, and you had the heel in Black Mariah. Mariah was amazing this whole season.
Yes,
like she really became the female Kingpin in my eyes. Like she put everything together, she had a plan for everything, and she was always one step ahead of both Luke Cage and Bushmaster.
And Tilda.
And Tilda.
That's what you get, dummy.
And we haven't even mentioned Shades.
Shades.
Fantastic.
And Comanche.
Comanche, yes. Oh, wait a minute!
Right in behind him. Very close behind him.
I forgot his fucking name.
Piranha.
Buddy Love.
Piranha the Goat.
Oh, he was fantastic.
Piranha the Goat might be one of the best recurring side characters in the history of
Oh,
Marvel
he was
Netflix.
fucking hilarious.
Piranha stole the show on so many episodes. Cockroach talking shit to Misty was great. Like this, season 2 was a redemption for the bipolarness of season 1. Definitely Luke Cage season 2.
And then it had its own fantastic cliffhanger.
Yes.
That we'll never get to see.
That Luke is now the boss of Harlem. That Luke has become what he's hated, and now we don't even know the outcome.
One thing I will say, one thing that holds Luke Cage back. Listen, DW. That stops you from.
I think that's what the tiebreaker really was at the end of the day.
Right. It wasn't
DW
Punisher
versus
or
DW.
It was DW is in Luke Cage and he's not in Daredevil.
Stinks. DW's worse than BB. That's the tiebreaker, really.
I mean, to be fair, Daredevil season 2 doesn't have any kids that you can hate. I mean, the F-Stick, who's one of the best recurring characters in all of this series, but
We didn't even talk about Stick yet.
oh yeah,
Stick's
we're gonna talk about Stick when we get to the season 1 of Daredevil. And speaking of which, number 4, Daredevil season 1 is number 4. What you guys think?
It was close between that and season 2 for me. Only because I think it hits higher. Season 2 hits higher highs.
Yeah.
But season 1 is a really good,
consistent,
steady. Yeah, it's no bad episodes. Outside of maybe it had its own like Nadeem moment. First, I don't remember the beginning of it. I remember him talking to his priest for forever. In the beginning of the first episode.
Yeah,
I was like,
first
Jesus.
episode is pretty slow. Second episode is kind of slow until it gets into like the Claire portion where Claire's helping him and stuff. But like
once you get to that hallway fight, you go, oh, okay, this show's different.
Yeah. The hallway fight, him going after the Russians after they kidnapped Claire, it just picks up like crazy. This taking the Russian brother's head off is when everything really goes up a notch in season 1.
Oh shit!
It's like, oh shit, this is a show. This is a show. This is a villain. Like this. As Kingpin, the introduction of Kingpin, everything that he does in season 1, just putting everything together, being the criminal mastermind that he is, and just making, in his mind, he's the hero. That's the best part about Kingpin in season 1, is that he, and his explanations make it perfectly understandable why he thinks he's the hero. And that's what makes him so great in season 1. Stick, the introduction of Stick and learning how Matt met Stick, that adds so much to Matt's character. It was great. Stick being this hard ass and teaching Matt, how to fight, just how to use his powers, basically. How to use his profound senses that now that he's blind was just great storytelling. Stick being an asshole that Matt doesn't really want in his life was even better. So it was great all around. So
I mean, it's enjoyable. Like, it won't make me, click to the next different show, but I'd like to get involved and be like, oh shit, like at all times if possible.
Fair enough. But high point of the season might just be Daredevil and Noble. Fucking Noble beat the shit out of Daredevil.
just the whole episode, how it's shot, where you start off with the fight,
Right.
And then it brings everything together, how he got to the fight. And that the fight is all because Fizz killed the fucking old Spanish lady.
I was like, what the
Oh
fuck?
man, that's when Fizz, you're like, there's, and we'll talk about it when we talk about the last season that we haven't mentioned in Daredevil. There's a certain point where you're like rooting, you're with Fizz. You're like, he's so good as a villain, you're rooting for him, and then he hits that point, he does something, you're just like, nah, I'm out.
Shit.
Nah, he
like, for real? You killed this old lady? Are you serious? Yes.
What needed to be done?
Well, I will admit I was a little nervous about Fisk, because he's not the Kingpin I know from like the animated series where he talks kind of cold.
And the name's Daredevil. You would have to be a daredevil to dare to challenge me.
And this one's like was borderline autistic, like the way he speaks, like this. Don't know. It's like, what's wrong with this guy? But by the end, I was like, yes, never stop talking like that. Whenever you get another job, just talk like that. I don't care what it is.
You got our top 3.
Oh, wait a minute! Before we go,
Yes.
Daredevil's suit is how you do a suit.
Oh, yeah.
Unlike fucking Diamondback's suit, which looked fucking ridiculous.
And the interaction with Melvin was good in season 1.
Yes.
The introduction of Melvin, Foggy, Karen, those characters add a lot to Daredevil, and it adds the risks and the stakes being higher with those characters being involved. So that's why I like season 1 of Daredevil. And
if we're gonna talk about suits, though, am I the only one that's a little upset we never got the Power Man suit? We never got the Power Man.
Well, you get it
outfit.
for like a half a second, and when he breaks out of prison.
Yeah. Where is it?
Because he looks ridiculous.
it does.
I was looking forward to it.
My main reason why I told the guys Daredevil season 1 edged out Daredevil season 2 and Luke Cage season 2. They all got 21 votes along with our number 3 pick. But I felt like this one edged out the other 2 because it started everything. It's the start of the Marvel Netflix universe, so that has to give you stuff.
I give no points for that.
No?
Ever. Who's better, Michael Jordan or Magic Johnson? Well, Magic Johnson saved the NBA. I don't give a fuck. Michael is better. Period.
Dr. J came replaced with Will
I
Chamberlain.
don't give a fuck.
Will Chamberlain or Shaquille O'Neal?
Shaq.
Will Chamberlain.
Shaq.
Exactly. Will came first.
That's not why, though.
Shaq.
Got him.
Dominated the game like no other.
So number 3 is Jessica Jones season 1 at 21 votes. It edged out our other 3 picks for Daredevil season 1, Daredevil season 2, and Luke Cage season 2 due to Jimmy and myself, because this gentleman had Jessica Jones season 1 at second to last.
Explain yourself.
Stinks.
Thank you. That's it. You're done with the rest of the thing.
This is on them.
The reason
on them.
Jessica Jones...
I know you guys are in an uproar over there.
No,
I'm
you're
with
not.
you.
You're not.
This is on
Because
them.
everybody knows
This is on
how
them.
fantastic Jessica Jones season 1 is. First of all, if it wasn't for season 3 of Daredevil, it would have the best villain around, which is Kilgrave.
I don't know what just happened there, but you're gonna sit down and give us a shot to win our money back.
I've got a better idea. Let's see how long it takes you to put your head through that post.
Oh. Not only was he entertaining, he was frightening because he was like a giant child who didn't even understand what he was doing. When Jessica accuses him of rape, which is what he's doing, he's forcing somebody to do something. He's like, what? What? He's like, you don't even understand what it is you're doing. When they go to rescue that guy who's holding his family hostage,
Yeah.
Kilgrave goes, put the shotgun in your mouth. And then Jessica stops him. He's like, he doesn't understand why that's wrong. Like, why this guy shouldn't kill himself. Kilgrave is fucking amazing. And Jessica was his equal. Jessica killing him in the end is the best Netflix Marvel moment ever, period. Though I'm sure Sunday Season 3 Daredevil might give me pause.
It was a very lethargic, like, it was just like, yes, like you've been building up to something so much, and that season finale when she finally kills Kilgrave is just an awesome moment. But Trish is a lot more tolerable in season 1 as well. The story of Malcolm.
Wow.
Malcolm turns himself around. Like, he starts out the season as a drug addict, and you're like, okay, this is cool. You got a cool, like, funny drug addict type of guy in this story, and then you find out it's Kilgrave that's fucking supplying him with drugs for pictures of Jessica. It's just, it just adds to Kilgrave's character. It adds to Jessica's character because it gives her stakes. It gives her a connection to somebody.
Right, she's a good person in season 1.
Yeah, she's a very good person. She has that hero heart. Like, the heart of a hero is still in Jessica, even though she's got PTSD. She's dealing with the fact that she killed Luke Cage's wife, and then she meets Luke. She meets Luke. The whole relationship between Luke and Jessica is great throughout the whole season. The fact that Kilgrave tries to make Luke kill himself, but he doesn't know Luke is bulletproof. Like, it's just so many things that goes on in this season. Like, honestly, if it wasn't for me, for the top 2 picks that we have, Jessica Jones season 1 was by far my number 1 for a very long time.
We must mention Will, who is Trish's boyfriend.
Oh, yes! Yes!
Will, who's taking these fucking Captain America pills.
Simpson, yes! Simpson! Who starts off as just a cop who's just knocking on Trish's door because he's been brainwashed by Kilgrave to go and get Trish. Oh my god!
And then fantastic. And then he ends up killing the cop. He ends up trying to kill Kilgrave himself. There's a whole that season's fantastic.
Oh, and since we keep mentioning our best moments or our best episodes in the season, Kilgrave locked in that glass jail, and then his parents go inside with them. Oh my god! It has you so tense. It has you. Is Jessica gonna make it in time before he kills both of his parents? Like. Oh my goodness.
That season's fantastic. That season's preposterous to do.
Jerry was amazing in that season.
Jerry.
Oh, everyone just Jerry with
her wife.
Her wife, yeah, the cuts.
Yeah, season 1 is fantastic. Like, season 2. I now remember why season 2 disappointed me. But season 1 is amazing.
It just does. Season 2 just doesn't have a villain. And you can't go from one of the best villains
to no villain.
All of Marvel Netflix history to no villain at all.
If I can use a music analogy, it's a very nerdy analogy. Like, really, Jimmy? Yes. The Beatles made Sgt. Pepper, which is one of the greatest, most cohesive albums ever. Then they went, we're not going to try to duplicate this. We're just going to put a bunch of shit together, which is the White Album. Just a bunch of songs just together. That's what they felt like season 2 was.
Yeah.
We're not going to try it. We're going to do something completely different. Unfortunately, White Album works. And season 2 doesn't.
They just like we said, there's a lot of elements in season 1. She's dealing with her PTSD. She's dealing with Kilgrave coming back into her life. She's dealing with the friendship that's kind of broken between her and Trish, helping out Malcolm, helping out Jerry. Then they just took away all those different characters and all those different connections to Jessica, and it was like Jessica dealing with her PTSD and her mother coming back. That's it.
And everybody else deal with shit that has nothing to do with anything.
Exactly. That has nothing to do with Jessica. Trish trying to become Jessica.
Trish is awful.
Oh, she just becomes way, way awful. Even her mother works better in season 1. That's how much of a difference season 1 is to season 2. So, at number 2, the top 2. Yes, you can wake up, Cash.
Boom.
We got.
I cut him, by the way. I'm just gonna cut his face from that portion of the thing because it's unnecessary.
Yes,
it's over the top.
Yeah,
it's a bit much. I'm not with the shits.
Yeah. Wow. With 29 votes, 29 votes, we have The Punisher, season 1.
Go ahead, speak. You've been doing nothing. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Almost stop it.
Punisher is the shit.
I'm gonna find a home for this.
From the very beginning, where he was that the first episode where he was in the warehouse, or not the warehouse, the building that they were making,
the construction site, yeah.
He's blowing shit up. It starts off with a bang, right? And it never disappointed all the way the rest of the way through. Like he is a fucking psychopath, and he's must watch TV.
I don't know if he's that, but
every moment he's a fucking psychopath. Every moment in the show.
That's why he's killing.
Exactly. He's killing because he feels.
Like every moment was must see. Like what's he gonna blow up next? Like
yes, the season
shit is great.
Unlike most seasons, like Daredevil and Jones, he starts off episode 1 as the Punisher.
Bang.
He is the Punisher already because of Daredevil season 1.
Yeah.
Season 2 rather. So he comes in and he just kills. I don't know how many people that fast. He shoots one guy from El Paso, United States. to El Paso, Mexico. It's just like, okay, this is the real deal. Chokes another guy out in a urinal. He runs over another motherfucker. He is the Punisher. And I was with the shits from episode 1. Micro was fantastic.
Yes.
The relationship between Punisher and Micro's wife was fantastic and very tense. I'm sure no Micro was watching.
Yes.
I love their relationship, him and Micro. A lot of people didn't like Madani.
I like Madani.
But she didn't bother me.
She was
Karen.
Karen was fantastic.
Karen was great.
The two villains, Agent Orange and Billy Russo, I thought
Billy.
was splendid.
Billy Russo.
I like both.
Among the top of the Marvel Netflix villains, and that's why I didn't agree with you when you said the biggest like moment or the best death in Marvel Netflix history is Jones killing Kilgrave, because Castle killing Agent Rollins. Oh my God, that is cathartic. That is like everything that's built up to that season. He just puts it into killing and blood. It just, every drop of blood goes out of that man's body. And the fact that Billy's just standing there watching.
Yeah, that's what I
I love to see you at work, Frank.
It's weird. It's like he's not happy. He's admiring almost. It's a weird, creepy thing. Billy's something wrong with Billy.
Yeah.
Clearly. And that's why I love him.
Yes.
Frank, obviously, for those of you who know who Billy is, Frank fucked up by not killing him. That's a problem.
Yeah. That's going to be a problem for a long time. I mean, this is...
Maybe not that long.
Fuck you, nigga.
At least for one more season. But yeah, nah, that was a great death right there. The last scene with him messing up Billy's face was amazing.
Oh my, that is...
And that felt earned. Like Billy, oh my
Yes.
God, Billy between killing Madani's partner and then bathing the blood off of Madani's body afterwards.
Creepy.
That was one of the creepiest, most downright dirty villain moves in all of Marvel Netflix history.
Ew, you're
So great.
You're fucking gross.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'm trying to think. Oh, fuck, we missed a big portion of that. Fucking Lewis.
Right. Yes.
Fucking Lewis. Who I thought I was going to be sick of. He was fucking
Amazing.
amazing.
Yeah, he started off as a character where I'm like, okay, why are you here? Why? Okay, you're mixing it up with all these different characters, but you kind of have your own story going on. But that episode was intense.
Yes.
And learning about Curtis's leg, how Curtis lost his leg, and Frank being hesitant, that was great. That added so much to Frank's character.
Yes.
Like, Frank, we all thought, like, Frank's the Punisher, he's going crazy, he lost his family, he doesn't care about anybody. We were like, okay, he grew the connection to Karen, Karen's the only person he cares about. Then you bring Curtis in, you got the relationship between him and Billy, him and Micro created a relationship together. It adds so much to Frank, and Frank is up there definitely with the Marvel Netflix heroes. I think it's really between him and Daredevil who's the best.
That's an interesting conversation. So that's number one is obvious.
Yes, and number one with 33 votes, meaning that all of us had it at number one. Daredevil Season 3.
There's nothing really to say. There's Daredevil.
This is amazing.
There's Fisk.
There's Fisk in people's heads.
There's Bullseye. There's
Foggy.
There's Foggy.
There's Karen.
I mean, there was Nadeem, but
Agent
Are we still on this?
Agent Poindexter is one of the best new characters. Like, Mary Walker was like, okay, you're introducing a new character who's stealing some of these episodes, and then you had Bullseye just come in and just, nah, I'm the new character that's gonna fuck shit up.
he was stealing episodes and characters.
Yes.
Dude,
Yes.
when he
Both Daredevil 2, maybe a little bit better than Daredevil 1. Not the season. I mean the character.
that's hilarious.
Bullseye Daredevil, slightly better than Daredevil.
Slightly.
I seen episode 1 and 2. I forget what episodes. No, right after Bullseye saves Fisk. So that's 3 and 4. He says that's hard. That's really hard. Before we understand what that means.
Yes.
And it's fucking hysterical looking back at it.
So much that goes into
Pizza
it.
night.
But by far the reason why it's number one is Kingpin. Kingpin, like, Season 1 was a great introduction for him, but like we said, Kilgrave comes in and he's a great villain. You had Black Mariah. So Kingpin being number 1 wasn't solidified after Season 1 and after Season 2 and all these other seasons.
How far ahead of everybody he is.
Season
At all
3
times.
confirmed it because he's 4 steps ahead of everyone.
At least.
The whole season.
Years ahead.
And yes.
Foggy's gonna start some shit? Well, guess what? I own your butcher shop.
Yeah, I can put your parents in jail whenever I feel like it, essentially.
Yeah, your sister-in-law's got cancer now. You're welcome.
You mentioned not liking Fisk. I liked him up until that.
I liked him the whole way through.
It's just, again, I said it before. Whenever you get a comic book character who's far ahead of everybody, it's usually fun.
I am the new Kingpin. I very much doubt that, Own. The Kingpin always holds the trump card. Sylvia!
I'm one step ahead of you, Spider-Man. It's not funny.
Wahahaha.
It's not funny at all. Cancer, putting old people in jail. It's fucked up. Had Julie killed for his own purposes so I can get Bullseye.
Clean.
Jesus.
Clean.
All the plastic was already ready.
Already painting.
Wrap her up, and Fisk is like, not Fisk, Felix shows the, hey.
Yep.
Felix Manning!
Oh yeah, Felix.
Oh.
Felix very underrated. He's up there with, and we didn't talk about Wesley in season 1, but
yes.
like Wesley was great in season 1, and his death was definitely great, and that came across in season 2 with Karen. Karen adds so much to her character in season 3.
Yes.
She actually becomes a 3-dimensional character. Really, Karen in season 1 and season 2, and even Punisher season 1, is just a damsel in distress. Then you just see that she is conflicted. She's a murderer. Not only a murderer to Wesley, she murdered her brother. Like,
Jesus, that's strong.
They only gave her 1 dimension per season. Finally fleshed her out at the end.
they did.
You're saying it's 3 seasons? So
Yes.
it's 3-dimensional.
Yeah, there you go. You kept score at home.
What's a big one? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, for the 45 seconds that she was in it, Vanessa.
Vanessa was
Amazing.
Queenpin.
She was
Queenpin.
fucking fantastic. Teaching all men a very valuable lesson in life.
Speak freely.
Speak freely.
Sometimes women enjoy the real person you are. guys.
Somebody actually, you know
She's
what?
a threat? He's a threat? Yeah, take him out.
Fuck. I thought we missed something big. I had it in my head and I fucking lost it.
That was the fact that Fisk was in his own hotel as a prison.
Yes. It's a very slow build to find out how far ahead Fisk is.
Yeah, everything.
Eons.
Everything just adds up very nicely. How he has the FBI wrapped around his finger. Foggy kind of trying to play his own game while Daredevil's doing his. Daredevil, the revelation that Maggie's his mother was great.
That's what I was thinking.
That was a big one. Father Latham getting killed by Bullseye was a big part of the whole season because you thought it was going to be Karen based on that whole episode building up to Karen being dead basically.
Yeah.
So it was a nice little swerve with that. I will hand it to them.
A lot of you wanted to see Karen die after that. It felt like it built it up for nothing. Yeah. I can take it or leave it. Any guy played like one of those chess geniuses who was like playing against 5 people at once. He's doing this, then he moves to the table right next to him.
Yeah.
Well, that's Fisk. Everybody's playing their own game, and he's just ahead of them on all of them.
Yeah.
The FBI, the Dean, Daredevil, Foggy, who aren't even together.
The rest of the mob bosses.
The mob bosses,
I know about Daredevil's secret life.
Pay me to keep the FBI from you, or I'm going to send the FBI against you.
Right. Fair? Fair.
Alright. Tax just went up.
Somebody was like, it's just a math equation. There was 5 people doing 20%. You kill one of them, now you need 4 people to pay 25%. It's just math. If you kill another one, that means 33 each. I'm getting paid, goddammit.
And you know what that is?
What?
Nerds. Nerds.
Simple math, people.
So that was it.
Yeah. That was the list.
Best villain? Fisk. Right?
Yes.
In people's heads.
Best hero?
Fisk.
Punisher.
Punisher.
Oh, across the board?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Punisher.
Say my best villains. I'll go 1, Kingpin. 2, Kilgrave. 3, Black Mariah. 4, Davos. 5, Agent Rollins.
I don't hate those. Kingpin, Kilgrave, Mariah, Bullseye, Typhoid Mary.
Yeah, I'll probably take Davos out and pull in Bullseye.
Yeah, I think Kingpin, Davos, Black Mariah, Bullseye. We're not counting Bushmaster as a villain?
I can't put him on the
I
list.
can't put him on.
Kilgrave?
He's an anti-hero. Yeah, I know you're not gonna put in Kilgrave, so.
You know what? Kilgrave will get number 5 just because he was trying to kill Jessica Jones. So, you're A-okay in my book.
Heroes: Punisher, Daredevil, Jessica, Luke Cage, Iron Fist.
That sounds right.
Jessica's 5th, but
Enough.
But yeah, Punisher, Daredevil, Luke. I don't even like Iron Fist, so not him. I guess Bushmaster since he's an anti-hero. And Jessica Jones, I suppose.
Blasphemy.
I mean, there's Colleen in
This
there.
is
ahead,
ridiculous.
but yeah.
I don't understand it. I cannot. I don't even engage in it.
Thanks.
I don't know why.
Horrible.
I cannot with your takes. Your takes are fucking atrocious. That's gonna be the other half of the video, is me ranting about all the awful takes you've had in the beginning. Jessica Jones, awful take. Wonder Woman being an okay movie, awful take. You fell asleep doing Thor Ragnarok, that's an awful take in and of itself. I'm not having any of it.
I've rewatched it. I enjoyed the Thor Ragnarok movie. I was just exhausted coming out of work that day. That was a good movie. Wonder Woman's alright.
Enough!
Not bad.
Enough.
She was better in the collaborations.
How do you even have this opinion? How is that even an opinion? This is what the problem. People say opinions are opinions. Oh, everybody has an opinion. Die. Well, y'all amazing, greatest basketball player of all time. What's my opinion? Die. Die. Your opinion is dumb, and it should not be accepted. That Wonder Woman opinion is not acceptable.
That's your opinion.
Everyone is entitled to an opinion, but an opinion can also be wrong.
Everyone except Cash is entitled to an opinion. That's the name of this fucking, at this point, it's a podcast. That's the name of this podcast. Everybody except Cash is entitled to an opinion.
I'm the only one that's got billing in that title. Who's the real winner? This guy.
He'll take his wins wherever he'll take.
And last but not least, we want to do side characters.
Yes. Side character.
Piranha Jones, number 1.
You might be right.
Piranha
There you
Jones
go.
is number 1.
He got a good take.
Shit.
I'll go 1 Foggy,
2, yeah.
2 Piranha. Yup. 2 Piranha, 3 Misty, 4 Ward.
I was thinking about Ward.
And man, this is a tough subject too.
I got my number 1. I just thought about it.
Shit.
You're gonna feel blasphemous if you don't mention them.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait to give my number 5.
Number 1 is Stick.
Oh,
Stick is the best side character.
Yes. Yeah, that's my 5. There you go. Thank you.
Then Foggy, who stepped up this season big time. He was fantastic. And then it would be we all fucking love Piranha. It might have to be Piranha. I know that's ridiculous. He's only in fucking half an episode. Fucking half a season. He's still fantastic. I'm sorry, Piranha's fantastic. He's just doing a Buddy Love impression. I don't give a fuck. That shit is amazing. I don't want to care about anybody else.
Ward.
Oh, Ward is 4. And then I guess I'll go with, I like Malcolm. I'll go with Malcolm 5.
Piranha's 1. Does Shades count?
No, he's a villain.
Yeah, I'll say it's a villain. I'm going to say it's a villain.
Fucked up my whole list. Piranha's 1. Does Colleen count?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll say Colleen count.
I like Colleen. Actually, I like Colleen 3rd. I like Ward 2nd. Colleen 3rd.
Badge was the tiebreaker.
Actually, Ward's substance abuse is a tiebreaker. I like Foggy's 4.
Okay.
I'm actually torn between Stick and Karen for 5. Honorable mention.
Fair enough.
Is the whole badge versus the blind thing, I guess.
The two things he hates most: women and cripples.
Oh,
Anybody that bothers him.
a crippled woman? That's just kicks and giggles.
We're joking.
Don't go reporting his
We're
page.
fucking joking.
He needs this.
Please don't do this.
Please don't do this.
Not like this.
I guess we'll see you next week. This might become a thing that we do, talking about stuff. Some things you'll enjoy, some things you won't give a fuck about.
We got stuff upcoming.
Post your comments. What else you would like us to rank?
Well, I guess next week will be the end of the year. It'll be time for the best movies of the year, best whatever of the year. Infinity War wins, obviously, but the rest of the list will be interesting enough.
Yeah, I guess.
Post your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe.